Ken me that Nyakopon shall be free. Na me ye nante kakra. Ken, wadarama metie stories na wo ye no ene nkomo a efiri Real Madrid aso ye eba. Na me pese ye have an engaging conversation. Me Ghana for ehwe me etie me di nkomo kakra. Nkomo no akwa to the extent say coach Auja Real Madrid wo call ye na anu ya Carlo Ancelotti. Amana de na no atum se fa so bie nu se pressure eba Jabi Alonso so. Kid. La Liga no Real Madrid 12 games no mabo no mo lose ba ko pe. Mabo draw ba ko pe. Inti for a new coach to start La Liga in such a manner only di Barcelona. In can anyone quite crass say you can't be beat to say pressure. What you say? Tell anyone quite crass you can't be beat to say pressure. Champions League we lose to Baku, we win miensa. There's nothing like pressure. But this is Real Madrid. Say in Komona Ebano, I'm a pressure better Jabi Alonso. So. Me as Alonso understand this very well. 2012, Jose Mourinho team won 100 points in the Spanish La Liga. Jabi Alonso was part of that team. Team no lose 2-2. Levante share Bako. And them Barca question 3-1. You bought first 12 games. Na Jose elusu Bako pe. Bako pe. And so pressure by Jose so that time. Then you some kitwa. You see, I want us to begin the conversation where you will say, first of all, to be fair to Jabi Alonso, the numbers at Real Madrid ain't bad. To be faced with these allegations on the place of Kuntokwa in some Shishaho, you must uncommon here. So for international break, you know, a buyer. Meeting ya kasa Madrid de dison faso pa. Because after Liverpool lose no mulusu ya omne Vallecano dia na mbo draw no. Issues are if in central for ben Real Madrid e ba no. En samna no washi. Onte ya. I mean boy be ni tough ani rasam ni mu yi. Ibi say Vini ni coach asam krade ya kan twemu dadada. Coach no ope favoritism. Na dan for pa wo team no mo ye Adagule. Orelen Chouameni, Kylian Mbappe, omo na coach ni favor omo. So the same coach. Oba ya wo say, won ye favoritism na ye training na obeye say o park no so na wo mo hwe may you from players ni be starting air question say sa na wo ka dia ade na ye bobola Kylian Mbappe so who game no so wo so so be in film if indeed asam na wo kan say wo de won ye favoritism so bi ba na ohun so be in film say sa na tie dia ade na Vini hu so wo yin film but Mbappe de wo yin film Senya nan for Samoa Adena Adagule chin a wo pe position edi ama no woti minimo ada start on number 10 and now Jude Bellingham buy pressure from board by say my Jude start no what na kwa ko gina number 8 Fedi Valverde 2 now bono ompe and now Trent aye fit my Trent him kobo 2 na Fedi Valverde be shen fifi na drop Adagule coach na ama Fedi Valverde bo Trent issue a started ba it's in some there exactly and now no you real game no central for bisa coach say Trent in your fit
say Trent ba e just Fedi Valverde e so konani o kwamfimfi
be shen fifi
o Fedi kwamfimfi e sa Adagule fi
and no so coach ni nya na adwen so be yesa and unti na Kamavinga ba ye say ye critic a row for Kamavinga so ko bo 7 inti in some na eba ken wey any bebre aye ba be di unkomo no in many bi wo ho a e be no kre some might not be true but the reality wom say in some wo ho na team the won win a aye some ni bebre ma but this is Real Madrid big club dia in some no eba bebre kwa okay let's build a good foundation here. Asem way meka me sanse sisu dia say the difference between managing small club and a big club ne say oh small club you do more coaching than managing. Patron Koma mini udi, me be BM Madrid on common kwana mebeka. Listen, if you are at a small club, you do more coaching than managing. Because small club there, Maba, me a Jabi Alonso. This is my rules. Follow. I'm coaching you. This is our tactics. This is what we do. Players, you follow the coach's instructions. At bigger club, you do managing than coaching. Because big club, when you're saying about Kylian Mbappe, send you see shoot you, send you see entrap ball. To say the Jabi Alonso na or by Leverkusen, the videos be back how he was teaching the players how to hit the ball. At Real Madrid, you will not do that because players they established already. So what you do is you do more managing than coaching. At Leverkusen, you are doing coaching. At Real Madrid, you are doing managing. You see, the management aspect is very important. Management here, you are managing players, you are managing players' friends, you are managing the media. Oh, make a common because in Komoya in Central for some no more can clearly players maybe what within and on some ne kwa bontin. Oh.
I'm saying Chomini ne adaguli.
Oh. And some be timia and a if so be full set and yan credit be so they are just blowing it out of proportion. But Meka say at Real Madrid, you need to do proper management. You need to manage things outside the club very well. Because tactics are there. With all due respect, suppliers so be a boat ne ultimate bester. You need few tactical instructions. Let me give you one example. The last 15 years at Real Madrid, since 2010, Jose Alba, Carlo Ancelotti, Rafa Benitez, Zinedine Zidane, Lopetegui, Jabi Alonso.
Santiago Soraya.
So on this all betrayed my dear. So no kind of what can be Carlo Ancelotti was successful because of what? How well he managed the squad. Share Obiti says Zidane. Zidane not a personal assistant to Florentino Perez. He was dealing directly with the players. Obey assistant to Carlo Ancelotti. In Obey coach and Omu Uniforms only license. And it's your question and yes, I buy. So Zidane also buy it, then Obey. He was doing more management than coaching. He was successful. Me person dragging 70 baby. But where players a buy, coach is a buyer. Omu your margin say, me coaching. This is my instructions. Jose Mourinho ne Jabi honest Casillas nya issues ekosi saying. Share Rafa Benitez obaye obeni boys ni be ye gidi ekosi saying. Bebre aba omu be ye gidi ni nyina they weren't successful. But between 2010 to 2025 as at today, I think within that period omu jaba 6 Champions Leagues. So the last 15 years, coaches who have come to Madrid that are more management than coaching, they have been successful. So the foundation I want to give you is that at Real Madrid, we can establish from data and science that at Real Madrid, are more of management than coaching. Because Uba team ni mwa ego so obia woni ego. Obia a star player. Into Oba, you convince the players, talk to them individually. Some players ne benya umujidia. Na what the system not what the amount. Na fe ye bought the amount in Madrid. Coach is about more my idea by the last 15 years. What's your abontia? We would omu nchira hwe. Omu manage players so Jinjabe Carlo Ancelotti on nchira hwe. Onim tactics and one so jira bench. Master, catch it. At Real Madrid, if you do yourself tactics without managing the egos of the players, you will fail. I'm giving you an example. There are tactical coaches that came to Real Madrid, did not survive. You see, you have to understand, say, club will be any culture and how you have to relay or behave around the club. Carlo Ancelotti, I say, onimseni yesi manage players pa. Ofe Real Madrid or call Bayern Munich. Ofeli Porto. Why? And yet the same management one. At Bayern Munich, Bayern Munich is different from Real Madrid because Bayern Munich you have to deal with the board of directors. Omune the main man. Carlo Ancelotti now no metie no say okọ Bayern Munich. Na mpanyinfo no Karens Remnega match statement tintin bi the man say rules and regulations ono Carlo Ancelotti nke kan kire onko kenkan enche players no dressing room. I say me na me panyin. I will allow the players to do whatever they want. They say Debbie, Bayern Munich nti sa. Go and read it to the players. Carlo say okọ ye no. And ono so kwa catch the players na say mpanyinfo no say me be can say inchire mo me die nka me paminiam ABC. When we meeting na mpanyinfo no friend ka chen say then obeka press conference obeka wo dressing room na just say players ni bi e din ka abom mpanyinfo ni bi amane de oh and you know you have to understand the dynamics. Chelsea, Didier Drogba, John Terry, Frank Lampard. Here's our time with Chelsea. You share the egos and what Chelsea come. Jose Mourinho. In the early stages of Jose Mourinho, ODD boys need him. Me against the world. Chelsea against the world. Yeah, Bob, the players were playing for Jose Mourinho. Coach is a buyer. Ombe more tactical. Munye say, I mean, siya mamo. Ekwesi say. Villas Boas. He had won the Europa Cup. Ekwesi saying. Into dynamics and exercise. Now, our conversation is on Real Madrid, so let's concentrate on Real Madrid in the one. Say, establishing the fact to say, at Real Madrid, the management aspect is more important than tactics. I am sure you know very well, say. In Komaya Midi, and yes, Jabi Alonso onimo, onimpa, bon, wabobi ohoda. Wabobi ohoda. But, now saying, two coaches, and then air transited from coaching smaller clubs in Koto to a bigger club, a Vincent company, and a Jabi Alonso. I'm for me a Ukrainian example. Though Leverkusen was through the break, but I'm just having a conversation. Maybe I'm moving quite a way higher. King, so one monitor Bayern Munich for press conference. Bayern Munich in your press conference, Vincent company to Christopher Frank, who is the sporting director, in China. Bayern Munich in the and a company didn't say one of those reasons why he's okay, he's doing well, and they say sporting director and a dressing room what you be. I will say a way only between the board of directors and the Vincent company. Okay, Bayern Munich in there won't come with a star big crowd. Since I say no, Vincent company, you know, sporting director is in Chemu. Press conference, there told be a question, no, Ottoman. All my Vincent company answer no answer. What did I say? See, the Real Madrid conversation, Jabi Alonso knows this well. So let's go into some of the details. Ken, Jabi Alonso, about first, and now be a story, Kase. Jabi Alonso per se or instill discipline with him. It's an asset because say Obano de no babata boys no one year. Bakuchi fan was hairdressing room. Inti said obey discipline would see minimum. I was so only bear his rules and regulations. One of those things and Abba Bonzin say under Carlo Ancelotti said and many people ya bobo the following day Monday ye training. Players no at liberty to do whatever they want. O pesoko ibiza oko we super soko ha na oko. Yes, Jabi Alonso buy or said Dabi. I was how that nephew. So some of the players feel say he's meddling into their lives. Ken, such a rule, it is extremely difficult to get all the boys in line. Sebi, nipa. Change is very difficult. And again, we a sharp contrast to what na Ancelotti my boys. And because boys way players ni boha and come on bedi di one chene say Ancelotti sebi omaye pieni nyina we able to win the Champions League. In the changing our dance in our medley way, like it's some of these rules now or they ban. Clearly, some of the players will be happy, some of them won't be happy. And on the other, and though we are happy or we are happy, you have to play because there's a new king and Omuye Ejuma. Ejuma Omuye. So far, I think it's a problem. Yeah, my me nim dem feel say baby I can catch a new coach the problem be am you. So why all of a sudden information eba we dey need eba na we dey need aba to the extent say Madrid yesim penyimfo ni bi kra nya happy with Xabi Alonso niema na all ye say talk so sa no a they will question him because omo feel say talent from Brazil. Normally now saying talent from Brazil no omo ya per Real Madrid inti coach no ya bias because Opeman stand to one asem echen Rodrigo Goes into Brazil for no happy in some na bebre. Say Xabi Alonso needs to look a lot more on the management aspects kakra. And I'm sure so within 2 weeks onye Jumani bebre. He should pick friends in the media. In a big club with the maybe America big club tactics name of me amisie. We feel a big club pa no ba 70% social issues about the management of social issues around in and around team no 70%, taxes 30%. We can't say with the children. Essence is a fact. Kotokwane has Kobisa coaches no Brian Bayon taxes big clubs 70% managerial 30% taxes. You moving on. Okay, the minimum say o say Champions League na here bon. O mu ana two teams bia yen sheda nyu omundi no mobetwem ko. Se say the 2004 yenya Monaco Porto. Na yobie ni osusu so bedru final part no ma ba betwem ko. Ye wi a players no clubs no beto to mo sa na spread o mo across e bia Adebayo no ko Monaco team no Squillaci no ane name no ko Arsenal. O mo ana plus no yes spread it even in the Porto team Bosingwa Paulo Ferreira Carvalho yes spread it most of them are successful. Recent times share the team one Monaco for building under Leonardo Jardim Fabinho fire Bernardo Silva fire Kylian Mbappe fire Dodouana amfa Simo Bakayoko amfa Jerusalem amfa a lot of players amfa name the Ayas teamer Ten Hag so the other buy no players ni bia na enyam fa na eya because I felt to say baby and how na Ayas fosi airball mo ball no na was say fa edema some of the players Matisse Delete Frankie de Jong nkomo na no ba be boken.
Okay.
Okay. They met me at Krabi just a minute. Let me find you see. Two players. Now I'm on for full say me realize all my talents. Matisse Delete Ken. They be make on say okay Europa Cup Ajax versus Manchester United. He played in the final at age 17. He's the youngest captain ever Ajax those days. He was. Now Matisse Delete so big catcher will say you see 2022 near can't even the best defenders say we are not can one because that guy near as a proper defender leader at age 17 now boy Europa Cup final against Manchester United teams a top player but for injuries she the injuries here boy I am seeing a different Matisse Delete. I don't know what tomorrow will bring.
Okay,
that's fine. Nyankopon kwa ni watch that, but afi Boa Matisse Delete abo. If he continues like this, I think he will be back to road. Send you see airpen no, he will be back to Sar Road, The same way with Frankie de Jong. So because obi a close to Sergio Busquets register road no. Na ye Frankie de Jong. But obey why a normal player for so many years until last year and this year. All plays a crucial role. Delete Frankie de Jong, pure talent, but inconsistent. I hope says our two boys see best sounds what he so with them.
Biggie, trust me.
Can my man shots him from free Liverpool. Na Liverpool Bobo Kono in community in Florent Vetso. A high profile player. The more was through power Bundesliga anymore. Obiara who dey know team here. The man team bow for Liverpool sen. And a Liverpool feel say, omo be hia mo a wo team ni mfimfin ho. Nti omo kwa kofa brand here ne the number. No about be bo omo because the numbers omo expected from omo number 10. Soboslai. So the be Liverpool boko no. Omo feel so omo nya that numbers. Emfen free Soboslai ho. Soboslai we are talking about last season the goal contribution in the Premier League near 12. Daily 6 goals, 6 assists. Florian Wirtz we are talking about last season the goal contribution near around 22 in the Bundesliga. And clearly say your numbers now didn't come on and found their respective leagues. And as 2 different leagues. Nipa obeyin say unya no obegina number 10 the amount. Florian Wirtz. And it's a Liverpool decided to offer such a player than Abba. Ken and Carboni be any home because almost augment to almost squad. But a branch any buy and how has the performance been? And near man fire. Emfema branch friend is Florian Wirtz. And then a story out the brain and say clearly they are top hierarchy. I will Liverpool bobo anymore. Almost few times Shana branch and Ababa be flop. Now you be Chelsea number 9 jersey home come. So a lot of the players on my ball be Chelsea number 9 jersey no in recent times. I am a near ko yem from Maumo. To every rule there's an exception. Obenyo obi to say Jimmy Fred Hasselbank. I'll share your man numbers. Tammy Abraham ne bad. But nipa do na ba be fa. Omo ntimi fa number 9 mobo nyam fa so obi amfam film. Na Liverpool dey no Florian Wirtz situation no. O hwa wachi. Now head Germans. Any other players are no more midfielders. Omo performance was so. E wo Bundesliga nim. No more switch be the English Premier League. Any kwa anko yi amfa mo a. Me sure say no na Liverpool supporters no. Any those in charge of Liverpool. We am sure say ansha na player we ababa be part of those people. Ken first of all, your top player or price tag that determine the kind of pressure, any expectation also, and as a also. I remember when Manchester United bought Paul Pogba for around 89 million pounds. There were a lot of conversation. Me and Meteha, ball and me mashe. Obi to me convinced me that Paul Pogba was a bad central midfielder for Manchester United. Now Juma as a central midfielder, he was always doing it for Manchester United. But now nipa the lenses for the player because you feel say no ball was through to the extent say and you box to box any central midfielder Juma Nkwa and it's say obabeye. Na mo say o ade niema foforo. Ebia goals, ebia assist. Enti ya hu sa ade na mfam free one ma clearly. Na chese o mode mo no wo form. Enti o mo hwe Florian Wirtz. Ne price tag. A mo de kokofa no. Any ball na all ball no a ebinom brompo nuru sa empo nipa ye de ne buy say omra metu no onu tupo perform better than Florian Wirtz ne dia na yam hihye ya ba kin there were players be to say Henrik Mkhitaryan from the Bundesliga the kind of quality no mo possess it no mo ni ball yie pa goals obema obi assist obema obi 2015-2016 ye both season ni wie ye e wo Bundesliga ni mu the players play of the season players no mo ball no ankasa to abayi best player bi o Bundesliga ni mu no to aba no mo de ma Henrik Mkhitaryan because no mu feel say ono na ne money bo come kan e wo league ni mu after that season na Manchester United kokoto no eventually obayi total flop e wo Premier League ni mu o move to Inter Milan look at the performance and what done over the years to the extent say he's around 36 years old but still he's playing and playing well. Shinji Kagawa is another example. E wo ho Jerome Boateng. He was a central defender though, but the performance for Manchester City didn't go ye. Premier League ni mu. He had the opportunity to move back to the Bundesliga. And oko join Bayern Munich Bobo no. E wo Germany. Oko ye na instantly. Enema fama na ma enema konka enema sasai. E wo Germany. Serge Gnabry ne osi akama Bayern Munich enema ekoye bebre ma no. We saw him at Arsenal. The performance at Arsenal. Though no you're young, no you're bit inexperienced. But now you're bit GDA. You can talk about Schweinsteiger joining Manchester United. And the performance of Abedan it was poor. Nipa ebi obeti me in the film. Michael Ballack. Ballack in the bar Premier League anymore. Obesi akaima Chelsea will take you over the Premier League by storm. Now the more kind. More be who say where they were distinguishing home from that case and poor performances of players I no move free Germany about Premier League anymore. And me did this idea about acquire na help mo pa. The physicality and the intensity of the Premier League game. Ken enti coaches no ɛsɛ sɛ boa players no Florian Wirtz boɔ no ɛden ɛyɛ no korɛ paa but ɛnyɛ kyinkyini a ɛkan sɛ fa ne hyɛ games ase kwan a Enzo Maresca afa so a on manage player a yɛfrɛ no sɛ William Estevayo no saa na ɛsɛ sɛ Ancelotti manage player yɛfrɛ no sɛ Florian Wirtz Estevayo deɛ no mimi okay with it because we feel say anytime he gets the opportunity obobo ni ye enti mpɛn bebree ɛsɛ sɛ ɔstart ma Chelsea but Florian Wirtz deɛ no make kasa ɔmo mfa saa kwan no to because ɔno ne deɛ no time bi obenya akwanya ne bia ɔntimi mmɔ enti the more I will start no the more I will man the game time bebree no and I will expose the player no ɛma na nim go ase give him 5 minutes give him 15 minutes give him 20 minutes nkaka na ɔyɛ okay with the terrain na o infuse ne into the Liverpool game and then the Premier League terrain ɔmo yɛ akoda ne saa enema betimi aboa ma nneɛma akɔnkan de ama no ɛnyɛ saa de a the trend of German players a me bobo osui any players are bobo Bundesliga ba ɔmo ba Premier League nim no nneɛma nkɔnkan amfa mo no ken anhwe ya ne yɛ sɛ baba be hu biem and we shouldn't forget say not just about Florian Wirtz there is another German player another Bundesliga player on so aba Xavi Simons ɔno so nneɛma nkɔ yie mfa ma no enti team se ne hwɛ kwan on mefa so manage these players especially Wirtz looking at the price tag no ɛnyɛ saa na e baba be ye ka baba since Liverpool bobo ko ni kom ken the Real Madrid conversation Xabi Alonso in Semino any Real Madrid in Semino footballers are thought that they are like women as a so crocodile no now nya de odi benya de free no ho I thought that they are like that aside that nipa nkasa nso mpen sesa bebrebe change ba aya na ye so used to the old methods and systems it insisa ba pe yes oh high the senior figures in the Real Madrid team do now a problem problems some one ebi one am sorry to say ento some are even complaining say coach in lengthy video sessions do and they are complaining about it aside that players no mun cheda nya bi mo no so ni coach ni problem because some feel say obi to say Andre Lunin he feels like I thought there's so no opportunity no other go post him or jitum say onye good and changeable kotwa or main kotwa o baby but there are certain games there's so no opportunity no game no team feature e the man Real Madrid bo boko no obi to say Gonzalo Garcia the young player a lot of people feel say there are times that Real Madrid bring a helping hand e wani mu hono o hwa akwada ne modern mo a o dan na di wo club world cup ni mu a give him the opportunity in the league no no so team mo sane ma ni nyina ma eti ha players but at the end of the day nipa be affecting the kese pa side Real Madrid e coach e friend Xabi Alonso can time at Chelsea Champions League aje Chelsea if you say they have to appoint coaches some more experienced omo bo mo humodin wo Europe no mo mra mebo Chelsea bo boko no na ne man kon kan fa mo no just like they appointed Jose Mourinho and omo call Portugal and omo call for Andre Villas-Boas and then ba Chelsea bo boko no Villas-Boas buy and near me ko ye the man o coach Chelsea team no things were okay all of a sudden there were rules on no never to ya o feel say emwa Chelsea bo boko no one of the key ones na ye say so a young player now o problem e wo team ni mu a enko kan che senior player bia Brown no coach ni ho directly but odi nkan ba ye no de na e wo ho ne say Didier Drogba John Terry Frank James Lampard these senior figures and again o Chelsea bo boko na wo problem e say odisi omoto a no omo no de asem na kwa ma coach ne de ama o ito omo na ye ntam gina for the playing body and the technical team coach ne ba no say sa de ne mfaso obi ani so ito no ne de onfo aso o ya kwada na wo asem ka o player bia na wo asem ka bra no ho ne be ka che direct these senior players felt disrespected by the coach ewi ase no say ya bro no mo boy o say ya de ben no mo ye yo de hu ya no say Chelsea results na sha se e ko form anye man ko yie emfa ma Chelsea bo boko no eventually coach e friend say Andre Villas-Boas omo pamo no mo de adwuma no man assistant a former Chelsea player Roberto Di Matteo being a footballer knew how to relate with players it will inquire obefa so ni mrante na kasa oni omo benante no ma ye adwuma no de ama na as a coach eventually. Ken, Roberto Di Matteo na onye better manager. Mfanche Andre Villas-Boas no. Looking at how was he related with the players. Players di yomo yam sia kind of man. Chelsea first Champions League omo J. He was the man of the Chelsea J Champions League. No onye better than the head coach. But as we speak, or a Champions League winner. And he can never be forgotten in the history of Chelsea because he was the first to do it when it comes to the Champions League for Chelsea. And he told that we don't want to be able I was so how I'll be fear managing situation no. And until I make say players are told almost to say ma what done now they are Joe results as I because at the end of the day omo bona niema ko yedi ma wa eye wo na wo ye wadwuma. Now reports are ever say omo share the sum papa na fidie because omo say about big matches be Real Madrid and go ye with the exception of the Clasico. And Clasico no omo ni gidie so onumpo na share because omo feel say and something na me yama akokan ni share players na bufo and omo bo omo heart out and win a Clasico ni ma Real Madrid bo boko no against Atletico Madrid a big game on Lucia against Liverpool a big game on Lucia into omo twen omo Manchester City game no e wo fie so tena ho no be Lucia na fi omo gina so de aye no do omo de beye no and a players we are na so omo tena and fa only tactics I will deploy omo na ekobo tactics no park na so ama into no omo ntam nye na players de sanse mu ya omo be bo tactics na mo wa we ne a hard dream but that is the reality. I almost say omo twa ko sisa ma 6 matches but 6 matches from Samuel to City game no City dia na ye game omo be gina so because omo to ntimi more big games.
Well, okay.